On June 25th, Rheinmetall announced that its team BOXER UK had delivered the 100th BOXER Mechanised Infantry Vehicle for the British Army. Hailed as a significant milestone for one of the UK's most important defence programmes, it puts the contractor at about 16% of the way towards fulfilling the British Army's order for 623 units. Let's take this opportunity to review the order, the platform's history with the UK, and how the BOXER 8x8 fits into the British Army's operations. The announcement, seen on social media, had this to say about the accomplishment. From Rheinmetall UK Telford and KNDS UK Stockport to our nationwide supply chain, this achievement reflects the skill, dedication and teamwork of the engineers, technicians, apprentices, program teams and military personnel driving the program forward every day. The press release goes on to highlight how the BOXER program in the UK strengthens sovereign capability, supports highly skilled jobs, develops future talent and helps build a more resilient UK defence industrial base. While we have little reason to doubt that these things are happening, it's all very clearly government and general public-friendly messaging to help justify defence spending, which is of course quite understandable. Taking this opportunity to review the British Army's commitment to BOXER, it was back in 2019 that the UK Ministry of Defence placed an order for 523 BOXER vehicles and went on to increase the order by 100 in April 2022. The platform is being procured to replace capability previously delivered by the Warrior and FV432 fleets. And so the British Army is procuring 4 variants, including infantry carrying vehicle, command and control, field ambulance, and specialist carrier variants. As reported by European Defence Review, 146 vehicles will be infantry carriers, 212 will be command posts, 200 will be specialist carriers, and 65 will be ambulances/medivac. The media outlet adds that all of these have a crew of 3, while the number of passengers hosted in the mission module varies: 8 dismounts in the infantry carrier, 4 in the command post, and 5 in the specialist carrier. The ambulance, the only module with a high roof configuration, will be capable of carrying 7 seated and 2 stretchered patients. Alternatively, it can carry 3 seated and 3 stretchered, but this depends on configuration. Rheinmetall explains that from January 2024, the Mechanised Infantry Vehicle, or MIV program, moved into the start of formal customer verification and validation trials taking place at Millbrook Proving Ground, Bedford, UK. These trials qualified the design against the MIV technical requirements, demonstrating the BOXER vehicle's capability and performance for the British Army. MIV's first series production vehicles were delivered in 2024, with Command being the variants. These earliest units are being built at the Rheinmetall factory in Kassel, Germany. UK-produced BOXERs come from KNDS in Stockport, WFEL and Rheinmetall BAE Systems Land, or RBSL, in Telford. Earlier reporting stated that the first 117 BOXERs are being built on German production lines, while the remaining 506 vehicles already contracted will be produced at WFEL and RBSL facilities in the UK. However, it was reported in August 2025 that the British Army had taken delivery of the first fully UK-built BOXER, and so it would appear that UK production was perhaps set up faster than expected. This ties in the UK supply chain, where subcontracts have been placed with Rolls-Royce, Thales, Aeroglow, Santasalo David Brown, Mildef and Horstman, and more. The British Army explains that BOXER is a critical component of Armoured Brigade Combat Teams, or ABCT's, mechanised infantry units. Other British Army units using the BOXER include Close Support Artillery, Close Support Engineers, Armoured Signals, Close Support REME, and Close Support Medical. BOXER is bought as a ready-made vehicle, and it's explained that equipment that the UK already uses and needs, such as radios, electronic countermeasures, remote weapon systems and safety systems, will be added. EDR says that all driving modules delivered to the Brits will be at the A3 standard, with a 600 kilowatt engine versus 530 kilowatts of previous versions. They'll also have a 38.5-ton GVW versus the 35 tons of the A1 and 36.5 tons of the A2. As you can see, the Boxer with the British Army lacks a turret and is much more of an APC and battle taxi than it is an infantry fighting vehicle or fire support vehicle, as seen with other users like Germany, Lithuania and Australia. And so instead of a 25 or 30mm autocannon, combat vehicles will be equipped with a remote-controlled weapon system with a 12.7mm L1A2 heavy machine gun or a 7.62mm L7A2 general-purpose machine gun, depending on the mission. A 2025 article from armytechnology.com also notes that the British Army Boxer has completed integration tests to equip and operate the Javelin anti-armor missile following a firing trial that took place at Salisbury Plain earlier that year. In public messaging, it was stated that the Javelin missile was integrated onto Kongsberg's RS-4 remote weapon station. And for anyone about to comment about drone protection, as always seems to be the case, no, there has yet to be any specific counter-drone weaponry mentioned, although we're confident this is on the British Army's radar as it has invested in a few vehicle-mounted platforms, particularly under Project Vanaheim. The vehicles could either be fitted with counter-UAS tech or would otherwise be accompanied by CUAS platforms providing area defense. When it comes to timeline, European Defence Review says that battle groups based on the Army's 3 new vehicles, Boxer, Challenger 3 and Ajax, will reach full operational capability in the 4th quarter of 2032. Of course, with this reporting coming from early 2024, it remains to be seen if this 2032 target can still be met given challenges with Ajax. As reported by BFBS, the 1st Battalion of the Royal Regiment of Fusiliers of the 20th Armoured Infantry Brigade Combat Team was the first British Army unit to receive Boxer. As UK Defence Journal highlights, the UK's relationship with the platform has been anything but straightforward. Indeed, back in the 1990s and early 2000s, the United Kingdom was actually an original participant in the multinational development effort that produced the Boxer platform. However, the Brits decided to withdraw from the program in 2003 and was subsequently replaced by the Netherlands. The decision to withdraw was primarily due to concerns that the vehicle's weight had grown past 30 tons, which made it too heavy for rapid deployment via the Royal Air Force's C-130 Hercules transport aircraft. The UK then decided to rejoin the Boxer program 15 years later, in 2018, under the Mechanised Infantry Vehicle requirement. UK Defence Journal says that the decision to return to the design came after a series of intermediate Army wheeled and tracked vehicle competitions. This included evaluation of vehicles like the French VBCI and Swiss Morvag Piranha 5, with the former being France's answer to the Boxer after it left the multinational program back in 1999. Provisional selection of the Morvag Piranha 5, proposed by General Dynamics UK as the winner for the FRES utility vehicle requirement, would take place in 2008. However, the selection was cancelled later that year due to contract negotiations stalling. The UK would again look at these vehicles in the mid-2010s for its MIV program, but, of course, Boxer would ultimately be crowned the winner. If you're interested in the basics of the Boxer, as well as its variants outside of the UK, we actually have quite a few videos about the platform, including comparison/contrast reports with the Finnish AMV and American Striker. But what do you think of the Boxer entering service with the British Army? Let us know by leaving a comment.